there to all my B-movie fiends. I'm Jonathan Knight, and this is B-Movie Madness. The movie I'm going to talk about tonight? Well, it's the latest release from SOVHorror.com, the company that's ran by Tony Masello, my good friend Tony Masello, who has, I reviewed every single movie he's distributed so far. And the one I'm going to be talking about tonight is the one, the only, the legendary Mr. Ice Cream Man. And before you say it, no, it's not that movie. I'll be talking about that when I get to the special features. What is Mr. Ice Cream Man about? Well, I'm going to read the back as usual so I can, give a good plot description and not my own yammering. In the suburb of Las Vegas, children are going missing at an alarming rate. The police are determined to find the culprit, but who would suspect the friendly Mr. Ice Cream Man? Little do they know he's prowling the streets with frozen treats, and death is on the menu. The children are now running for their lives from the speeding truck of terror as chocolate chip eruption of death and destruction as Mr. Ice Cream Man gives new meaning to the term brain freeze. I scream, you scream, we all scream for Mr. Ice Cream Man. One scoop is never enough. I gotta give Tony a lot of props for this plot description. When I was doing a little bit of research last night, I came across the back cover of the VHS release, which came out in the early 2000s. And that plot description spoils the final twist of the movie. The whole plot description was a spoiler for the finale. And I was thinking, why? Why did you do that? Like this right here, that's perfect. And it tells you everything you need to know about it without spoiling the fucking ending of the movie. So I give Tony a lot of props for doing his own plot description and not doing that. He was smart enough to know not to spoil it, unlike the people who, Dead Alive Productions, who put out the VHS. So thank you, Tony. Now, what did I think of Mr. Ice Cream Man? Now, Mr. Ice Cream Man was made by Mac Hale and Jim Mills, the same guys who did The Roommate, which was a short I reviewed a few months back. And I was really iffy about that one, and I was kind of disappointed that I was iffy about it because I really wanted to like it. But I was not iffy about Mr. Ice Cream Man. I ended up really, really enjoying Mr. Ice Cream Man. It was different than what I was expecting, and I was glad for that, because what I was expecting was basically a shot-on-video version of the other Ice Cream Man movie, which I'll get into, like I said, later. And that it wasn't like that. This is actually a much more serious and effective movie than I was expecting. It was extremely well done, well shot. It looked incredible. According to the special features, it was shot on Beta SP, which was the top of the video format at the time. And because of that, it is easily the best looking shot on video movie I've ever seen. It looked incredible. And Tony said that it looks far better than the original VHS and DVD release in the 2000s. And I believe him because he showed me the trailer of the original release. It looks incredible. It's extremely well shot. And not only that, they actually have some, I believe, Steadicam work in the movie. There's a lot of camera movement in the movie. Surprisingly, really well done. There's one shot in the movie where the camera is backing out of the ice cream truck, and you see the leaves dropping and him shutting the back doors. Really, really, that shot was incredible looking. This is definitely one of the best made shot on video movies I've ever seen. In fact, I believe if it was shot on film, I think this would have more of a following than it does. It has following probably with SOV people like me, but I think if it was shot on film, it would be much better received. And they even say on the special features, they tried their best to make it look like as much as film as possible. And it really does look incredible. It really looks that good. But my favorite thing about this movie, the MVP of the movie in my opinion, is Mac Hale's performance as Mr. Ice Cream Man. He is so damn creepy and effective, it's not funny. Just the way he looks at people, the way he moves his hands, moves his body, he is so creepy. And it's a really, really, really effective performance. I was not expecting that, because I was expecting a campy performance. But no, he gave a serious, very well done performance. There's a scene where he pulls up to some children and he does this little hand wave. That was really, really creepy. So yes, the MVP of the movie for me is Mac Hale's performance. He also directed the movie, which you mentioned. So, sorry. Something on my foot. The other actors, so that's one thing I was really surprised about. None of the people in this movie were actors. It's just people that signed up to be in the movie. So you got to give them some props. There's a lot of children actors in this movie, and we're not really actors, but they're children that are in the movie. And children actors, or children in general, good ones are few and far between, but I would say the children actors in this movie, especially the main kid, Henry Wick, I'm going to pronounce it wrong, Henry Wickesser, who plays Joey, the main kid in the movie, he was actually surprisingly very good. He's very natural in front of the camera. I was really honestly surprised by all the children actors in the movie. Not all of them are as good as Henry was in the movie, but the other kid, what is his name? Devon Carell, who plays this kid right here. He was really funny. He was really funny. In fact, my favorite scene in the movie is the chase scene, the scene that depicts on the cover of the Ice Cream Man chasing him. That's my favorite scene in the movie. That scene is actually really well done, and really effective and suspenseful. I really like, and he does. Devon does a really good job being scared. He's also pretty funny too. But I thought everybody did a solid job. Like, most SFVs, there's always some really bad acting, but most of the time they're not really actors, so you got to kind of forgive them. But I thought everybody did a really solid job. With, as I said earlier, Matt Hale was just incredible as Ice Cream Man. He worth watching just for his performance alone. But everybody did a solid job, in my opinion. The one thing that I can see people being disappointed with this movie on, is that it has a very low body count and not much gore. And I can see people who are gore hounds being disappointed that this movie doesn't deliver on the bloodshed. I wasn't particularly disappointed in that. I love gore, and I love a lot of shot-on-video movies that are very gory. But one of my favorite ones is a movie called Venus Flytrap, which I reviewed about 6 years ago, I think. And that movie wasn't very bloody, and that's just one of my favorite shot-on-video movies. The only time that I'm bothered about a lack of gore is if there's nothing else in the movie that I like. If I don't like the characters, the story, the gore could be like a band-aid and make me forgive the movie for its other sins. With this movie, I was invested in the story and the characters, so the lack of bloodshed didn't particularly bother me. There's only one kill maybe that I would have liked to see maybe a little bit on screen, but that's about it, and I still wasn't bothered by it really. The one thing is that children are killed in this movie, which I was really surprised by. Well, I shouldn't say really surprised, isn't the back cover of the thing, but the other Ice Cream Man movie didn't. I don't think there's any kids that die in that movie. It's mostly adults. But I was surprised by kids dying in this movie, and the kids' deaths are off screen. But what's effective about them is the shots afterwards. You see a kid's hand in the freezer of the ice cream truck. That was really effective. And there's a scene where you see a kid being put in a body bag. And I didn't need to see their deaths. Them shots right there were just all I need, and they were really effective. But if you're a gore hound, you might be disappointed. So maybe go in with some expectations that this is not going to be a really gory movie, but it is a really well done shot and video movie. This was a really pleasant surprise for me. And I would like to have seen Matt Hale and Jim Mills do more stuff like this. They might have. I have to ask Tony about that, but I would really like to see more stuff by them, because this right here proved they can do stuff like the costume. The Ice Cream Man costume is well done. Devon, the kid right here, his mother made that for free, which is really cool. The ice cream truck looked authentic. It looked awesome. But yeah, this movie was just a lot of fun. Really well done performances, especially by Matt Hale. Really well shot with some incredible camera work. And it was very suspenseful and just well done, like I said. So this was a pleasant surprise for me. I mentioned that before, but I really enjoyed Mr. Ice Cream Man. Now, what about the special features? There is an audio commentary with Matt Hale and Jim Mills. This is a fantastic commentary track. It goes into a lot of detail about the production of the movie, and it does discuss the Clint Howard Ice Cream Man movie. This movie was filmed in about around 92, 93. It's listed as 95, but I don't think it really got a wide release until the 2000s. But as you know, the Clint Howard Ice Cream Man movie came out in the mid-90s, and there was a whole thing about in Fangoria where did one of them rip off the other one? The guys, Jim Mills and them, who made this movie, said that it could have been a coincidence. Somebody from the set could have leaked the script. It was just odd that there was another Ice Cream Man. No one had tackled the Ice Cream Man as a killer before, and suddenly there's 2 movies. But they say in the commentary there's no hard feelings. In fact, Matt Hale says in an interview that he really enjoys the Clint Howard movie, which I do too. But they're both very, very different movies. Clint Howard one's much more campier and over the top, and this one's more serious and suspenseful. So they're very different, and they're enjoyable for the different reasons. But it's a great commentary. It goes in a lot of details about the casting, about that, about everything, about what they shot the film on, or what they shot, format they shot on, which is Beta SP, which is why it looks incredible. There's also an SOV of the True Independence episode interview with Matt Cale and Ice Cream Man. Tony, this is part of Tony's documentary he was doing about shot and video entertainment, and he's releasing them as webisodes. This is the interview he did about Mr. Ice Cream Man. It's a fantastic interview with Matt Hale. There's creating the ice cream truck, which is behind the scenes, a rare behind the scenes look at the creation of the ice cream truck, which is really cool. It's the only behind the scenes, I believe, like actual footage from the movie that's on the disc, and it's really cool. It shows in detail how they took this truck and turned it into an ice cream truck. Really cool. There's an interview with Harry Weckhesser, still butchering his name, who plays Joey in the movie. The interview is pretty short. It's like maybe a minute and a half, but it's pretty entertaining. And then Devon Carroll, his interview is slightly longer, and it's really entertaining as well. Probably my second favorite extra, the first one being the commentary being my favorite, is David Hayes on Dead Alive Productions. Dead Alive Productions was the company that distributed Ice Cream Man, Mr. Ice Cream Man in the 2000s. They're the ones that spoiled the shit out of the movie on the back cover. And he talks about in detail how that company basically screwed over every single person who made a movie for them, or the movie they released. In fact, he has a hilarious story about Peter Jackson's Meet the Feebles, which I will not spoil, so watch that interview because it's a great story. There's original poster art concept video that's only like maybe a 30-second video of the poster that they originally thought up. There's a behind-the-scenes still gallery. You see behind-the-scenes pictures for the movie, which is pretty cool. There's Mr. Ice Cream Man trailers. I believe there's a trailer for the original Dead Alive release and the one that Tony put out, which shows the big quality difference between the two. There's also the trailers for all the other SOVHorror.com releases, all the stuff he's put out. There's quite a few trailers of stuff that he'll be putting out soon. I don't want to spoil it, but he's putting out quite a few new titles, including the first shot on film title, which looks amazing. So really check out these trailers. I'll be reviewing more of these soon. There's 2 coming out soon that I'll probably be reviewing. I will be reviewing them, but can't wait for them. To end this review, I really enjoyed Mr. Ice Cream Man. I've said that a million times. I'm going to say it a million times more. I had a lot of fun with this movie, and I really enjoyed Matt Hale's performance as Mr. Ice Cream Man. I thought he was really creepy. So I do recommend this to check this out. You can buy this movie along with a million other SOVHorror.com releases at SOVHorror.com. I will put a direct link to the store below. If you would like to hear more thoughts on this movie, my friend Matt Brown reviewed it for his YouTube channel, Matt's Movie Mania, and my friend Darryl Hook reviewed it for his channel, Mr. Meathook, I believe. Ugh, can't remember. But I'll put links to both their channels down below so you can hear their thoughts about the movie because they're very, very, very good reviews. I really enjoyed the reviews of them. But to end this review, if you like my channel, give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down, whatever you feel. Subscribe, and comment below. Yeah, I'm going to make it different. What's your favorite ice cream treat? Let me know. I'm Jonathan Knight. This has been Movie Mania. Thanks for watching.